Love, light, and blessings. This is Shamanic White Priestess here, and welcome to today's video. So before we get started, I'm going to let you know that this video will not be monetized. And there's a reason for it. I want to be able to speak freely. Okay, and that's why I will not be monetizing this video. So this video is going to be about my stance on certain things. Okay, and anybody who knows me knows that I am very outspoken. I am always going to be against, colonization. I'm always going to support any type of marginalized group that's being oppressed, and things of that nature. Okay, so it's not that I am not passionate about certain issues or certain current events that are going on. It's just that, I've been dealing with some personal things. So I haven't been able to make as much content as I've wanted to. I make videos here and there. And then I also have the memberships, which is like a second income for me and things like that, right? So, but that doesn't mean that I'm not passionate about certain things that are going on at this time. Like I said before, I have always, as someone who is, biracial herself, who is black and indigenous, I have always stood up for, respecting the first people. We are living in the United States and in many parts of the world. We are living in stolen land. We stole land, not we, but, America, the different countries, right? They stole land from indigenous people, and, we built also the United States. I'm going to talk about the country I'm from, the country I live in right now. It was built on the tears and on the backs of enslaved people, that were literally taken out of their homeland and sold, okay, to the various part of the diaspora. I'm always going to speak against, the systems that are created in society that are racist, sexism, any type of ism. Okay, I'm always going to be an advocate for that. I'm always going to support people that are fighting for land rights. I'm always going to fight for people that are wanting to get their stolen lands back. I'm always going to speak against genocide. Even if I'm not making a video about it, it doesn't mean that I'm against that movement. Does that make sense? So, of course, what the recent events that have been going on, why I haven't said anything is because, to be honest, I didn't really know exactly what has been going on, because again, I've been dealing with some personal stuff, and also as a marginalized person myself, there are issues that I'm dealing with that are both political and personal to me. Okay, and things like that. Okay, for example, if anybody knows me, I'm always claiming Haiti and I'm always claiming Puerto Rico. Both islands are going through a lot of things at this time. Okay, and so I've been trying to vet organizations for certain issues that are going on in those places, because that's where I'm from, and I've been trying to work, to help people back home, sending money and trying to find like reputable charities that I could donate to, because there's a lot of things going on in the Caribbean. Okay, but of course, I'm always going to support my Middle Eastern brothers and sisters, when they're trying to fight for their land rights, when they're trying to get the land that's theirs. So of course I'm going to say, Palestine needs to be free. Of course, I'm going to say that. So it's not that I'm against that movement, because I support anybody. I support anybody. As a daughter of one of the tribes, indigenous tribes, as a descendant of enslaved people, I'm always going to advocate for people to fight against oppression and the systems of injustices and things of that nature. Okay, but that does not mean that I'm against the Jewish people themselves or anything like that. I am against people taking people's lands, genocide, and colonizations. That has a lot to do with the government. Okay, government. It's like American people, we don't agree with what the president does either. Okay, and let me tell you something. America itself has been involved in so many different atrocities, okay? And that's what this video is about, that if you're passionate about things, you can both be spiritual, but you can also be an activist, okay? You can also donate your time. You can also use your platform to discuss things that you are passionate about. For example, when I was saying that I've been also advocating, I do a lot of things in silence. Like, I was literally sponsoring people in Haiti for 3 years and never said anything. I'm one of those people, I do a lot of things in silence, right? So when I was talking about the issues that I've been also putting a lot of time into, that I feel like a lot of people are not aware of, I'm going to start with Haiti. Okay, so many times when Haiti has earthquakes, or when people do documentaries on Haiti, they're always talking about how it's the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. And I'll read a lot of very racist comments, pretty much blaming the people of Haiti and saying, get over it, that happened so long ago. But what people are not understanding is that what happened to the Haitian people when they finally won their freedom, when they finally fought for their freedom and won against their enslavers, okay? They were made to pay for over 120 something years a debt that the person in power prior to that knew. France knew they would never be able to pay back that debt, but they were forced to do it, because if they didn't do it, they were actually threatening to do harm to the people and possibly even like re-enslaving them, okay? So they were paying for their freedom. Like, think about that. You're paying for your freedom. Like, you're giving reparations to the people that enslaved you. They took so much money from Haiti. I believe it was like $13 million at that time, which, if you think about it, that's a lot of money for then. Imagine what that money is worth now, right? And they had to pay this money back, more money than what the island was making on its own, okay? And not only was Haiti a victim of having to pay the French government so much money, in 1915 and 19 years after that, the United States of America occupied Haiti. Okay? A lot of people don't know that America occupied Haiti. They used the excuse that they were having a coup because they were having some instabilities in their government from 1911 to 1915. Okay, they felt the person that was in power wasn't like the person that should be in power. They weren't really supposed to be elected. That person overthrew who they really wanted, all these things, right? And instead of respecting the fact that the Haitian people took out the person they felt was illegitimate to put back the president they felt, or the leader they felt and they voted for, back in power, America used that as an excuse to pretty much remove the German people that were living in Haiti. There were more, while they did, a lot of the German people were rich and all that stuff. They did marry Haitian women. They did immerse themselves in the culture and things like that. They removed those people. Not only did they remove those people and unalive those people and just did a lot of atrocious things, they also, at gunpoint, removed the politicians from power, forced them to vote, created a puppet government, took important spots. They literally overthrew Germany. Not Germany. They overthrew, because they were fighting with Germany at the time, They overthrew Haiti, okay? And they took wealth. They took so much wealth. Okay, they took so much wealth that the wealth that was taken between France and between America, when they took their bank in New York and started funneling that money in New York, which today is called Citibank now. It wasn't called that then. They stole so much money, so much gold, and so much money and so much resources. Not only did they do that, they allowed the military who occupied this land illegally to do whatever they wanted to do. Martial law was declared on the island, and they pretty much did what they did in the South after slavery, which was very Jim Crow lawish kind of thing, okay? And they literally made them work for no pay. When you don't work for no pay, Jim Crow was just another form. When they were doing sharecropping, that was just another form of slavery in the United States. They did the same thing to Haiti. Okay, they did the same thing, and they had them walk around in chains and at gunpoint do certain things. Okay, they brought factories and all these things. They enslaved the people of the island, the inhabitants of the island. They didn't allow them to have their own government. They had puppets that did what they did. They only did the will of America, pretty much. Okay, and they pillaged and they raped, because I don't want to say the real word, the people of the women of the land. They unalived people for no reason. Anybody who had resistance, any militia groups that tried to fight against this oppressive regiment, this dictatorship, and they killed thousands upon thousands of Haitian people. So when all these European countries took resources away from Haiti, and Haiti wasn't able to really do anything until almost, 1930 something, almost 1940, that's going to affect your economy. And every time Haiti has tried to have elections, other people have interfered. Our country has interfered in their elections, have told them, oh, this person can't run, this person can do this. Even in 2016, they were doing that. It's like, because Haiti was the only country that was successful in liberating themselves, right? And it's a predominantly black country. It's almost as if the system was designed to make them fail. So when you see things like, the president was unalived and all this stuff, the higher the people that have the money, the people that have all the power in the world, create certain systems. So therefore, countries like Haiti and other countries throughout the diaspora have to get aid that they're never going to be able to pay back, and therefore they get to control the country. That's literally happening when certain parts of Africa wanted to get France out of their interest, because there are African countries that are trying to unify and make Africa for Africans, Africa for Africans, and African interests, and stop having European countries be rich while everybody else is predominantly poor in these countries, working practically slave labor, child labor, and all these things, So I've been really trying to research and vet, so I can, help the Haitian people, because if there's no real government running it right now, and I understand why my Haitian brothers and sisters do not want the United States intervention, because a lot of them remember what happened in 1915. All the atrocities that happened, that finally they left because there were so many people revolting against them, it became too expensive to stay in the island. Because Haitians, one thing about Haitians, they're always going to resist. They're always going to resist. Haitian people are very resilient. They're very resilient. Spirituality in Haiti, for the people that practice voodoo, have always been political. The United States backed one of the most atrocious people to ever be in charge of Haiti, which is Papa Doc. They supported this person. They were okay with this horrible person that did unspeakable crimes to the Haitian people. Okay, so I've been very passionate about the diaspora and the islands, and wanting Haiti to have a chance, doing a lot of research, trying to find organizations, to donate money so that the right organization is feeding the people from Haiti. I was supporting Save the Children, but they have left Haiti. And so now I'm trying to find another organization to help the children, to, donate book bags and shoes, and, help the kids be able to go to school and help them to have the most normal life. That's kind of what I've been very passionate about, because, Haiti are such a beautiful people, but it's just so sad that they've never really been given a chance to flourish and succeed. There's so much government corruption. There's so much, foreign powers, just holding this country down, It's like they never had a chance to be prosperous, They never had a chance to to rise. And I feel like I know that in my lifetime I'm gonna see Haiti rise, and I'm gonna see Haiti be successful. I do know that. Another issue that I've been very, very passionate about has been Puerto Rico. Okay. If you guys don't know, not only did we have a very horrible administration at the time that Hurricane Maria happened, they tried to cover up almost 5,000 deaths. And these deaths, it's crazy that being a property or territory of the United States, they had so much death from a hurricane. And that was because of so many things. Lack of infrastructure, but also not only government corruption in Puerto Rico, which I'm so happy they literally did an uprising and removed that governor, but also the person who was in charge of our country at the time made the excuse that Puerto Rico has a lot of water. And this person did not give aid to Puerto Rico. This person threw paper towels at the people in Puerto Rico, okay? So, but not only has that happened, and finally, the money has been given, because that money was being held, finally, so they could start rebuilding. And if you look at the calculations, like their money, they're finally getting funding now. Puerto Rico has infrastructure problems. Puerto Rico is literally bankrupt. And unfortunately, our government thought that them putting a group of people to be in charge of them paying back $74 billion, because Puerto Rico had to make loans just to make the country run, they thought that doing that, because a lot of business started pulling out of Puerto Rico and they went into recession, that putting these people that don't care about Puerto Ricans, that don't give them a living wage, that pretty much a lot of hedge fund people, for their interest and for the 1% interest of them getting money, America thought the best solution for that, instead of letting them do like what states do, where you can file for bankruptcy and you get aid and funding, Puerto Rico's not treated like that because they're not a state, they're a colony. And they have people that have voted to become a state. There's people that have voted to be independent, but the United States is not interested in any of that. They don't feel like Puerto Rico is going to be beneficial to become a state, because even when they had that election and they voted to be a state, that was never recognized. When they've had elections to be independent, that was not recognized. It's like being a Commonwealth benefits them. You can take all the resources out. And Puerto Rico is getting like really heavily under in a lot of the Caribbean places, because this is also has happened in Hawaii and a lot of those paradise destinations. Puerto Rico is being gentrified to the point where the indigenous, the black Puerto Ricans, the people that were born and raised, that could, they've been there for generations and generations, the real Puerto Ricans, okay, the natives of the land, are being displaced, not only because of the lack of effort that happened in Maria, but also because when foreign people from foreign countries come, predominantly America, okay, when they come, okay, when the Westerners come, they literally only pay 4% taxes on businesses, while the average Puerto Rican has to pay 33% taxes. And that trickle down economic, the thing that's doing by having these people go to Puerto Rico that promise to make jobs are not making jobs. They're buying abandoned buildings, leaving them abandoned, which is devaluing the neighborhood, is making things unsafe, because they're not creating the jobs. When people don't have money, when 43% of the island lives in poverty, in extreme poverty, 43%, compare that to 13.2% poverty in the United States. So that means almost half of the island lives below poverty levels. They're not making a living wage. People make as small or as least as $17,000 a year. Okay, they're buying up these neighborhoods where, Section 8, school buildings, places that people have lived all their lives, and they're throwing the people out, giving them 30-day notices. And they're taking those buildings, either not doing anything with it and just keep reselling it and make it go in more value, or they're making them into Airbnbs. As the making of this video, there is literally like 10 predominant people, okay, Westerners, okay, that have literally owned 611 Airbnbs in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a small island. So the Airbnbs are making it where there's less places for the native Puerto Rican people to live. They're also saying that they're going to make jobs. A lot of them don't, because a lot of them only want to hire English speaking people. People that only speak English, or people that are only American. They have literally said to people in documentaries that I watch, which I'm going to link some things here for reference points and everything else. We want gringos. We want Americans to work these hotels. You know, we want Eurocentric people to work these hotels. We don't want to hire the local Puerto Ricans. You know what I mean? And they're taking retirement homes, and it's getting to the point where almost 500,000 Puerto Ricans have been forced to come to the United States because they can't even live in their own land. They can't even live in their own land. Puerto Ricans have never said we wanted to be a colony. We have been forced to be a colony. There has been times we have tried to fight to be free. There has been times that we have voted to be statehood. But America is not interested in that. Us being a commonwealth and being a safe haven for elitists and the 1% that doesn't have to pay taxes is the reason why they're going to keep it a colony. They're taking sacred lands. Junque is a rainforest, the only rainforest in the whole United States, because it's a U.S. territory. And they're trying to build around a rainforest. They are literally buying land and making beaches private. They are breaking so many laws. And so that's what I've been really focusing on, because it's like, if Puerto Ricans don't fight for Puerto Rico, there's not going to be a Puerto Rico for Puerto Ricans anymore. We're not going to have a homeland. We're not going to have somewhere to go. If Haiti doesn't get some stability soon, it's like the Haitians are going to continue to be forced to go to other countries. And we're losing generations of people. And so those are the things that I've been passionate about, things that I don't hear anybody talking about, you know. So I've been kind of working on behind the scenes. It doesn't mean that I don't care about other issues, because I do. I will always support someone who's fighting against an oppressive government or people. But I also want to focus on my homelands that are literally being oppressed by the... It's like, and it sucks, because, you know, I face racism sometimes and xenophobia, and people will say, like, why don't you go back to where you came from? How can I do that if you're making it impossible for me to have a sustaining living there? If you're making my country ridden with crime, and sometimes not even have a stable government. A lot of Puerto Ricans I hear that have always been in the island are here. That happened to me. Like, I had to come back when I was going into high school, and I was living there and I was happy there, and I had to come back because the recession was really bad at the time. And I always promised myself that I always buy a house and go back to Puerto Rico, but they're making it where there's houses going for like $1 million and apartments. Like, they're making it for the rich 1%. They're displacing Puerto Ricans. That's literally what they're doing in Hawaii too. Like, a lot of us are fighting to get back our lands. A lot of us. And so I'm going to be possibly making a follow-up video for the causes that I'm talking about. If you guys are interested, I'm going to see what reputable like charities and organizations are doing things about this. There are grassroots groups that I saw a documentary on that's like literally squatting and raising money and buying back lands in certain places and kind of rebuilding neighborhoods, which is wonderful. So I want to support that. I'm going to find out more details about that organization. How could I donate to that? And, you know, I'm trying to look for a reputable organization or charity any of my fellow Haitians, if you know of anything, let me know in the comment section. I will do my research and everything. That I want to know the money is going directly to the people of Haiti. And same thing with Palestine. You know, I would love to know organizations that are supporting the children of Palestine, you know, because no matter what your political stance is or whatever your views are on any of these issues, like, children should never have to grow up in war and violence, you know. And there's people dying on, there's no winners in a war, because it's like both sides, people die, right? But sometimes a person could be oppressed so much that the only thing they can do is fight against oppression, you know. And so again, I will always support any marginalized group that's fighting for their homelands, for the human rights, for the preservation of their culture. And so those are the things that I've been really researching. I didn't know a lot about the conflict, and so I wanted to do my research before I said anything. And I also, again, my personal life, but also I've been really focused on Haiti and the lack of infrastructure. You know, I have donated so much money over all these years that I've been doing readings for building schools in Haiti. And again, like, some of the charities I was supporting, not just Save the Children, other ones have left because of how unstable Haiti has become. So if anybody knows of any new charities that are reputable, I really want to know, because, you know, these are my people and I want to invest. And, you know, one of the best things we could ever do is donate for children, because children are literally the future. They're the future of that country, and no child should ever go to bed hungry. Every child should have access to clean water and education and opportunities, right? And so that's what I've been very passionate about. So if you're, you know, if any of you are interested in donating any of these things, I'm gonna see what comments you guys have. You share it with me, and I will look into whatever organizations you give me, and then I will share it in another video, so that, you know, you guys can feel like, okay, well, okay, now we heard what's going on, what we can do to help Puerto Rico or Haiti or the people of Palestine, or whatever it is that you're passionate about. Okay, it's very important that those of us with platforms speak out against things. You know, I have used my platform for that. And, you know, please send good energy, good vibes, and send me any type of organization information you know about Haiti, and you know, any grassroots or movements, or anything like that, or any conservation groups that are trying to preserve the indigenous lands of Puerto Rico. I'm doing my own research too, and then again, I'm going to make another video, and I'm going to share that information, because, you know, it's, yes, great to talk about stuff, but I also believe in being active. And so please, if you are passionate about something, please don't be afraid ever to speak on your platform. Yes, when I spoke against things in the past, I had those that didn't like it and they made videos about me indirectly and all of that. But at the end of the day, if you don't stand for something, then you stand for nothing. I also want to send much love and light to Kelly Maddox. I've been watching a lot of her... sorry, I'm sweaty. I had to turn off the air conditioner because I didn't want it to be noisy. I have been watching a lot of her videos on Palestine, and she inspired me to do more research, because she actually shared things that I didn't know, and things like that. I've just been so worried about, like, Haiti and Puerto Rico and stuff like that. So, you know, I don't ever want anybody who, you know, is of Palestinian descent thinking that I don't support what they're trying to do. All right, much love, much light, much blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and until the next video, bye.